You are driving down the highway when a car swerves across 3 lanes and nearly clips your bumper. You slam your brakes and mutter, "Oh, brilliant driving, buddy. Thanks for that." As a species, we developed language primarily to transmit accurate, life-saving information to one another. The philosopher Paul Grice mapped this out by defining the cooperative principle. It is an invisible social contract dictating that we must build our conversations on 3 pillars: tell the truth, be clear, and stay on topic. If human communication requires that rigid contract to function, it raises an obvious question. Why do we spend so much of our time intentionally saying things that are demonstrably false? Breaking those foundational rules should cause the conversation to collapse into total confusion. Yet when you praise that reckless driver, they know exactly what you mean. The message lands. You are using a mechanism linguists call implicature. It is a hidden conversational backchannel that allows a speaker to bypass literal words and transmit a secondary, implied message. Sarcasm operates as a sophisticated secondary layer of language that our brains decode instantly to transmit the complex meanings literal words often miss. To activate this hidden channel, a speaker has to engage in flouting. This is the act of blatantly and obviously breaking a conversational rule to signal to the listener that a hidden meaning is present. But simply breaking the rule of truth, what linguists call the maxim of quality, does not create irony. That is just lying. Something else is required to make the equation work. That variable is Leach's politeness principle. This is the social filter we use to soften our language and maintain harmony with the people around us. When you combine a blatant lie with the rules of politeness, you trigger a second-order linguistic operation known as the irony principle. It functions entirely on mock politeness. The formula starts here. You begin with an offensive or impolite truth that you urgently want to express. You then wrap that truth in a statement so overly polite or exaggerated that the listener immediately recognizes it cannot possibly be genuine. This deliberate clash between the polite wrapper and the obvious reality is the trigger. It forces the listener's brain to reject literal words and calculate the exact opposite, true meaning. Speakers apply this formula in real time using specific rhetorical tools, the first of which is hyperbole. If someone knocks a full coffee onto your lap and you say, "Perfect, that's exactly what I wanted," you are using extreme exaggeration to force them to reject the literal meaning of your words. The mathematical opposite of that operation is latates, the strategic use of understatement. Latates violates the maximum of quantity. You deliberately provide far less information than the situation demands, leaving a conspicuous vacuum that points directly at a negative truth. The author Mark Twain famously described a man's aggressive vocabulary by saying his words were not Sunday school words. By drastically understating the criticism, he used a polite wrapper to mask a severe insult. Whether a speaker scales the statement way up with hyperbole or way down with latotes, the mechanics are identical. The sheer absurdity of the gap between reality and the spoken words generates the ironic force. Humans developed this elaborate way to be offensive while sounding friendly for a highly specific sociological purpose: to manage conflict. A direct insult invites an immediate direct counterattack. The irony principle functions as a social shield. By using politeness, the speaker delivers the blow safely. Because the literal words were polite, the target cannot easily retaliate without looking unhinged or unreasonable. Irony provides a highly evolved mechanism for maintaining social peace while still giving a speaker room to express frustration. Executing a sarcastic quip requires a rapid-fire calculation of conversational maxims, social rules, and complex implicatures, the hallmark of a functional pragmatic genius.